No. There we go. In this video, I'm going to go over the classroom procedures for CIS game design. I'm going to tell you, what the behavioral expectations are. And keep in mind that because of COVID-19, the coronavirus, we have procedures in place that we didn't have before, and that our rules may change at any time. So if we get updated guidance from the State Board of Education, we'll follow those rules. And also just keep in mind that it's really important to follow these procedures. People are worried, they're nervous, they're concerned about your health and their health. And if we follow these procedures, it just makes everybody's life a lot less stressful. All right, so let's look at our classroom procedures here. So as it stands, you must wear a mask at all times while in the building. If ISB relaxes their guidance or their standards, then we will follow suit. But the current state of affairs is that everybody has to wear a mask while at TCD. Failure to wear a mask will be treated as a disciplinary consequence. People are understandably nervous about their health. We need to take everybody's health into consideration. So failure to wear a mask will be treated as a disciplinary issue. All right, I just want to get that one out of the way. When you get here at TCD, go straight to your program area. Don't go on a voyage of discovery around the building. Do not wander over to some other program to chit-chat with your friends for 10 minutes before you take a bathroom break, and then finally wander into class. Go straight to your program area. If you need to leave later for some reason, just ask us. We almost always say yes, although again, with COVID-19, there's going to be restrictions on how many people can leave a class at a time. We need to know where people are and where they're going. It's part of contact tracing. These procedures may seem harsh and arbitrary, but there are real reasons why we have them in place. So when you get off the bus, go straight to your classroom and sign in. Conversely, when you leave, there are rules and procedures about this. You are to leave 5 minutes before your scheduled bus departure time, not 10 minutes, not 15 minutes. I've had people, they sneak out and I don't catch them, and then they say, but I always leave at this time when I finally do catch them. And again, there are reasons for this. There's only limited space in the waiting areas, and if everybody sneaks out of class 5 minutes early or 10 minutes early, it may not seem like much, but it creates a log jam or a bottleneck at the exit points, and then problems can occur, especially in this era of social distancing, right? We do not want crowds, and part of keeping crowds from forming is everybody following the departure procedures. So there will be a bus schedule posted in class, and there will be a bus schedule posted online. If you have any questions about what's the bus schedule, just ask me. We will show you where the bus schedule is. And make sure that you are leaving no more than 5 minutes before your scheduled bus time. Also, if you are in the directions program and you are right down the hall, the policy on the schedule says you don't get that 5 minute leeway because you're just going right down the hall anyway. You don't need 5 minutes to walk down the hall. So just stay here until class is over, and don't try to sneak out early. It just creates problems, and if I catch you, I've got to write you up, which is just a big waste of everybody's time, and I don't like to do it. So getting grumpy already. You feel the grumpiness? I do. If you miss your bus, don't hop in a friend's car or something like that. You have to go to the school. You have to go to your dean and ask them what you should do. Do not drive yourself, even if you drove to school. We have rules and policies about driving. Exceptions are very, very rare. Generally, students are not allowed to drive themselves to TCD. So if you're at your home school and you miss your bus, go to your dean. They will tell you what to do. Let me go back to that slide. If you're at TCD and you miss your bus, then you have to go to the front office, and we will try to arrange a ride for you. But generally, you'll have to call a parent and wait. Okay, so driving. Your school, if you are attending in person, your school will provide you a bus. You are to ride that bus unless an exception has been arranged and many, many signatures have been gathered. Generally, students do not drive themselves. Exceptions are very, very rare. So take the bus that your school provides for you. If you do want to drive yourself to school, if you have or to TCD, if you have a good reason to do this, you need to go to your dean and ask to the paperwork to get permission to drive. So it has to be signed by your sending school, it has to be signed by your parents, and it has to be signed by TCD's front office. There's 3 parties that have to sign off on this paperwork, and it takes at least 24 hours. So again, don't just hop in your car. If you for some reason have to drive here, three parties have to sign off on the paperwork. All right, there you go. Even if you do have permission to drive, you are not allowed to drive anybody else. So, oh wow, hey, I'm just going to hitch a ride with my friend going over to TCD instead of riding the bus. No, you're not allowed to do that. We have cameras all over the place. If we see it, we'll catch you. You'll lose your driving privileges. Don't do that. It's a basic safety issue. ID cards. You will be issued a TCD ID card. When you get to TCD, someone will check that ID card. If you misplace your ID, let us know. We'll arrange for you to get another one. There may be a small fee. I don't know what it is at this point. Maybe they give you the first one free. I don't know. But when someone asks to see your ID at when you arrive at the school, just comply. Just show them your ID. Show them your school ID, and everything will be fine, right? It's nothing worse than being the person who's got to check all these IDs and everybody's giving you a hard time. Just make everybody's life easy. Be nice. Just when somebody asks you to do something, just do it. Life is easy and smooth for everybody. We are not responsible for your personal property. Generally, there's not been a lot of issues with theft, although it has happened. I had a student's wallet stolen. So keep an eye on your own property. Don't assume that it's safe. And if anything happens to it, that is not TCD's responsibility, unfortunately. Signing out. We have a sign in and sign out table. So once you're here, you can leave if you want to, but we have restrictions now as a result of COVID-19. So before we had this table and people would sign out what time they were leaving. When they would come back, they would sign in what time they got back. And then just let us know that you're going. So if you're leaving the classroom, let us know and then sign in and sign out. I think what we will do this year is you just ask to sign in or ask if you need to leave. We will keep a note. We'll sign in and out for you, keep track of where you're going and when you get back. And that way we're not all handling the same pen, right? We're just for safety reasons. So we'll keep track of who's leaving and when people get back and where they're going. We have to do this for safety reasons. We can't have 5 people sneak out and go to the bathroom and because now we've got issues with crowds. We're trying to keep the crowds down. So we are going to be throttling how many people can leave the class at any given time. So just please understand that and be compliant. There is a specific bathroom that you have to use. Every program has a specific bathroom. Again, this is part of COVID-19 safety procedures. We can't have people all using like one bathroom and now there's 20 people in there. It's just, again, it's a safety issue. Also, this is for contact tracing. So if someone does contract COVID-19, we have some way of figuring out, going back and looking at who that person would have come in contact with based on their program area. If everybody's using every restroom all over the building, there's just no way to contact trace. So the bathroom for us is you just go straight out the hallway, take a left, take a right, and you're there. So that's it. It's very easy. Those are the bathrooms that we have to use in this program. Again, that is as a result of COVID-19 and our need to be able to contact trace if anybody does contract COVID-19. All right. Now, more boring stuff from the student handbook. Professional conduct, page 9. TCD is a professional environment. On any given day, visitors may include family members, community members, future employers, college representatives, and media representatives. So what does that mean? We expect professional behavior at all times. Anybody could be in the building, visitors, guests, parents, and we want to make sure that their visit is a good experience. So we expect that everyone will behave themselves appropriately at all times. And okay, so appropriate language, behavior, and appearance are expected by students at all times. It's almost like I've read this and it's somehow been burned into my brain. So just so behave in a polite, respectful manner, and generally there are no problems. The following things are not tolerated: horseplay and or fighting, failure to comply with preventative safety requirements, unsanitary behaviors. These will result in disciplinary consequences. So back to COVID-19, it is really important to understand that these procedures exist within the framework of our safety, and something that in the past may seem like no big deal, whatever, I didn't go to the right bathroom, I left 5 minutes early. These things now become public health issues, and people will react in a much more severe manner than they might have previously. So something that might have just been a verbal warning, don't do it again, now might become detention, ultimately a suspension. Right? Just these procedures are there for your safety, so please follow them. All right, what else have we got? Technology usage. TCD technology is for school use only. Using TCD technology for other purposes may result in loss of access. So this, I think, you guys know what you should be doing and what you should not be doing. Make sure that the websites you are going to are related to your schoolwork. Do not plug in anything from outside that you have brought in from outside into our network. We do have a Wi-Fi network you can connect to, though it has restrictions. Do not plug in your laptops into our LAN. Do not use any VPNs, keyloggers, any sort of malware. That will be viewed very, very, very poorly, and your loss of technology access may go away. And if you're in a computer class and you don't have access to technology, this class is going to be really, really boring. No other way to say it, right? So just be an ethical, good, upstanding person. Use the technology here for the purpose for which it is intended, and there will be no problems. All right, moving on. Medications, whenever possible, medications are to be administered and stored at your home school. Medications are not to be maintained by the student. That means you are not to be walking around here with your prescriptions. If you have a medical issue, please talk to our principal's office, and we will work out something that works for you and allows you to be healthy and safe. But generally, medications are not to be carried by you here. They're to be administered at your home school. We do not have a school nurse, so please don't come to school, with a headache and say, "Oh, I'll just go to the school nurse. The school nurse will take care of me." We have an emergency first aid provider. We have to, because in some of our programs we have saws and tools and torches. We need to be able to provide first aid in the event of an emergency. Our ability to provide healthcare here is extremely limited. They will not even give you an aspirin. So do not rely on us or do not expect that we will be able to provide you any sort of real health care. So don't show up not feeling well and then just say, "I'm going to go straight to the school nurse and sleep there all day." Again, this goes back to COVID-19, right? If you are experiencing any of the symptoms of COVID-19 or you have a fever, please do not come to school. I am not a doctor. I cannot diagnose anything. It would be very, very, I'm not allowed to do that. I'm just not. So, but if you are not feeling well, you should be very, very careful about coming to school. All right, what else have we got? Bullying and harassment does not happen here very often, but it does happen. Often it can happen between someone in my classroom and someone in another classroom from the same school. So if you have concerns about any of these issues, bullying, intimidation, and harassment, just let us know. Trey and I, you'll meet Trey if you haven't already. We take this stuff very seriously. Keeping TCD as a fun, relaxing, creative place to be, where you can kind of forget about your problems for a while and work on interesting, creative things that are fun for you. That's a key concern for us. We want this TCD experience to be a good one for you, and if you're dealing with something like that from anybody, please let us know. We will handle it quietly and professionally and discreetly, and try to improve the quality of your life and make whatever is going on stop. All right, so there's bullying, harassment, and all that. Okay, cameras. We have lots of cameras all over the place, so be aware that you may be on camera. There are cameras. I think there's like 110 cameras in the building, so just be aware that you're being, that you may be being monitored. It's because, hopefully you shouldn't have to have a camera around to make sure that you're behaving in an ethical manner, but I don't know. Just know that we have cameras. Food. Again, so our food policy used to be within reason, use the vending machines, just don't bring in ramen noodles or buffalo chicken wings or sour cream and onion potato chips that are going to drive the person next to you crazy. The new policy is no food or drink, period. The vending machines have been removed. We don't want people taking their masks off. We don't want people leaving crumbs around. We don't want people leaving allergens at their computers. So the policy for the time being is no food or drink, right? And again, oh, whatever, I brought a sandwich to school and I took my mask off and ate it. Well, okay, before that would have been a warning, please don't do it again. Now it's a public health concern and people are gonna react in a different way than they would have previously. So just keep that in mind. Keep in mind all of these policies are there to keep us all safe and healthy. All right, professionalism. Time at TCD is spent to be doing work for TCD. And if you think you're done, there's always something more to do. This is not a study hall. Nothing makes me really angry more angry than somebody walking in, opening their breakfast and opening their calculus book and totally ignoring all of my instructions. That is the kind of thing, if eventually I'll start writing that up as insubordination and treating it as a discipline consequence. It's just rude. You're here to be doing work for TCD. This is not a place for you to be doing work for other stuff, right? And I can and will make exceptions to that, but the first thing you should be doing here is logging in and doing your work. All right, moving on. Electronics. Every program area here at TCD will have their own policy on electronics. Ours is generally more toward the lenient side. However, again, I feel the grumpiness welling up within me. So let's go back to the slides and see what I wrote. Okay, there we go. You may use your phone within reason. You are here to prepare for college, not play on your Switch, watch movies, text your friends, whatever. And who decides what's within reason? I decide what is within reason. Mr. Trey will decide what is within reason. If we tell you to put your phone away, put your phone away. Again, there's nothing that aggravates me more than watching somebody come in here with an iPhone stuck to their face and they just sit around and watch movies, right? Eventually that becomes insubordination. If I ask you to put your phone away, put it away. End of story. There's no argument about it. It's an easy thing to follow. You know what the right thing to do is. So just follow that procedure. All right, what else? Exceptions. I can and do make exceptions based on individual circumstances. Again, so some people earn the right to maybe take a break for a while. So, but again, the electronics, use them within reason, and if it gets out of hand, then Trey and I will decide what is reasonable, and we will call your parents and we will figure out a phone policy that will keep you on task while you're here. All right, so how do things work here at TCD? How do you know what you should be working on? Well, again, COVID-19 has thrown a big monkey wrench into all of this. Normally, when you show up, all of the work is on the network drive. There's a schedule posted and you just kind of work through it. It's not hard to know what to do and where to find it. This year, we're going to be using Schoology. So you will have received a letter at home that has your Schoology login and password. Schoology is fairly self-explanatory. You will see updates from your classes. On the right side of the screen, you will see a dashboard of tasks that you have to complete, and just complete them, right? And if you have any questions on what you need to do, you will see that there's a there's a way to get in to email me and ask me questions, and I am generally good about responding to stuff. So if you have any questions on where to find what you're supposed to be doing, and you don't see it in Schoology, let me know. Also, I'm going to tell you right now, I will forget to enable submissions on assignments. I will have things assigned on the wrong day. These learning dashboards and I are not necessarily friends. If you see something, if I've assigned something, if the directions seem out of sync with what materials have been provided, let me know, and I will go take a look at it, and I will fix stuff. I will make it right. So if you don't know what to do, communicate that with me, because it may be on my end. All right, what else have we got? Submitting work. Okay, so we have a shared drive here called X, the X drive, and normally our procedures are for you to create a folder on there with a subfolder for every unit that we do, and that is where you put your finished work for me to grade. Unfortunately, again, COVID has thrown a big monkey wrench into this, and you will be submitting work through Schoology. Most of the assignments right now are videos that I have made that do this video, answer some questions. Here's a task. Go tell me what you found, and we'll be doing some interactive stuff as well. But until we're actually in the building and you have access to the X drive, we're not going to be doing any of the large project sort of things that would require you to have access to the X drive. So we are really rearranging the content based on the remote learning situation and what's possible to get done when you're working at home as opposed to working here. All right, what else have we got? Grading. Everything is project-based. Why did I switch back to the camera so fast? Okay, so grading. Everything right now it's always been projects in here. It's just a long series of projects with some other categories thrown in as well. So attendance and professionalism will be in there as well, right? So why professionalism? Well, that was great. Okay, where was I? Yes, grading. Typically, everything in the class is project-based. Attendance and professionalism have small buckets for points as well. And again, professionalism. What's professionalism? I make up what professionalism is. If you, and what that allows me to do is if you're sitting, at a 79, but you come in and you work really hard and you're giving it your all, then your professionalism will be high, and that might push you up a letter grade. Conversely, if you're sitting at an 80 and you're kind of trying my patience, I don't know what to say, how to phrase it. Sounds so grumpy, right? Your professionalism points may be low, and that would hold you down at a C. So, right, it's that little bit of points that I can play with to keep things fair and reward people for their hard work, and and maybe not so much the other way around. So that's how the grades shake out. And if you have questions about your grades, why did I get this grade on this particular project? Again, just email me. We love to talk here, right? Yes, we do. Right. Okay. So that's how grades work. All right, procedures. Why can't I? Oh, right. There we go. Okay, so daily procedures. When you arrive here at TCD, we typically have a table with a sign-in sheet. There's two sign-in sheets here. There's one for your arrival and departure, and there's one for bathroom breaks. So again, I think the bathroom breaks and the sign-out, that will be managed by us, so you don't all have to handle the same pen. So when you get here, we'll log what time you got here and what time you left. That's great. I just love this multitasking environment where we got 5 computers open. Moving on, right? How do you know what to do every day? Okay, see this giant white? Well, let's go back to the Raspberry Pi. Look, welcome. See on the Raspberry Pi, on that little table right there? The Raspberry Pi is the little computer if you've never seen one of those. What you are supposed to be doing every day is usually posted on the Raspberry Pi. Not usually, it's always posted on the Raspberry Pi. And it's always written on this whiteboard. Wow, look at me, I'm a whiteboard. Look here for what to do. Again, there's no reason to ever say, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, because it's posted in 2 places in highly visible locations right when you walk into the classroom. So when somebody says, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, what they're really saying is, I don't want to be doing anything. There's no reason to not know what you're supposed to be doing. And again, if you don't know what you're supposed to be doing because you just had your head down and you walked by all of the stuff I put up, then ask me and I'll tell you what you're supposed to be working on. So there you go. Wow, that sounds so grumpy. And if generally this is a very relaxing, laid-back place. We work hard to keep it that way. It's no accident that it's like that. So if you're confused about what to do, just let us know. We'll be happy to make sure that you know what you're supposed to be doing, and you know where you're supposed to be, and you know what your standing in this class is, and you know that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. So those are our classroom procedures. I hope that was not too overwhelming and grumpy. If we just all pitch in and do our best, follow those rules. Everything around here always goes smoothly. It's it's a very relaxing place. And I'm hoping it'll be a good part of your day to be here. So if you can just help us all out and follow those procedures, then things around here will go very smoothly for you.